Welcome to True Sports episode 178. I'm Taylor Phillips. He's Louis Tenor to my right, to the right of your screen. Oh man, the Giants are starting to pour it on against the Dodgers. That's a big double. I think what happened before that was a grand slam. The bases were loaded.
Uh-oh.
All of a sudden it's 5-1. I'm guessing it was a grand slam.
Yeah, it looks to be that way.
So the Tigers crushed the Reds 11-5. The Mets lost to the Rays 7-5. So the Tigers regained the best record in Major League Baseball. Oh yeah, you heard that right.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
Quite a turnaround from the AL Central is now becoming more respected.
yeah, I'm gonna share a screen right here. Right there. Bingo.
Yeah.
By a half game.
A half game.
Yep, see these?
Yes.
Oh wow. Screen sharing is such wonderful technology.
Yeah.
Of course. And they're the Yankees right there. Yankees right there. Right behind the Tigers and Mets.
Right.
2.5 games back of the Tigers, 2 games back of the Mets for the second best record. You know how that goes.
Yes.
It all goes down the line right here. Cubs, Dodgers, Phillies, Giants, Padres, Astros, Blue Jays, Rays, Brewers, Guardians. Huh. Yeah, you just click on Division, League, or all of MLB.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Also, you got the wild card standings. Yep, exactly. Also got the wild card standings.
Well, I think we know 2 teams that we could. Yeah, I think we can roll 2 teams though out of that though.
Yep. Of course, the White Sox and the Rockies.
Exactly.
13-56. Dang.
Boy.
White Sox are 23-47, but I know that's bad, but not as bad as this.
It's even worse than last year. I don't think how it could be possible, for one team to be, setting the record for the worst losses in the American League history, and then along comes the Rockies, who are now the worst in a 50-game span, and looks to even break the White Sox record of last year. I never thought 2 years in a row could be such, a comic tragedy in baseball.
Right. Let me get my calculator here. Let me use my calculator on my iPhone 16 Pro here. 162 times 0.188. It's going to be only the Rockies are on pace to win only 30 games and lose 132 games.
That's bad.
The Rockies are on pace to finish their regular season at 30-132.
Oh my God.
Jeez, oh Pete.
That would be the worst record of all records.
No shit, Sherlock.
Exactly.
Ugh.
Boy.
Oh my God, yeah. Anyway, the Tigers and Mets are in the buyer's market. The Yankees are in a buyer's market, of course. I think that's obvious.
Yes.
So the Pacers take a 3-1 series lead all of a sudden.
If they win this game, hold on, because it's only a 2-point lead with 4 to go. So anything can happen in this game here. But
Yeah,
if the Patriots going to win, I don't see the Thunder coming back from 3-1. Even though you have SGA and whatnot, I still don't think that it's a power to overtake the Pacers if they go by that lead. I really don't.
I see. That's right. I better tune in like right now. I'll be right back.
Yes.
Also got the Stanley Cup final being tied at 2 games apiece.
Yes.
Pacers still lead 99 to 97. That's a good block by Shea Gilgeous-Alexander right there. 3:52 left. Looks like 2 free throws coming up. Siakam, first free throw is good. 197. And there's a timeout called. Oh man, the Stanley Cup final is tied at 2 games apiece.
Going exactly as I thought it would. This kind
Yeah,
of
the Panthers
series.
had a 3-0 lead,
Yeah. And they
and they
pumped it
blew
up.
it, but tied it up with 19.8 seconds left. But Leon Draisaitl won it in overtime for the Oilers.
Yeah. Who better than dry style? I mean, this is becoming quite a series. I mean, a lot of people didn't think it was going to be like this, but this is even better than last year's final. I mean, 3 games have gone to overtime. The only game that was a mismatch was Game 3, as the Panthers took care of that.
Yeah,
But it's
Game
been
3
a
was
very
just a
close.
fluke.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a very tight competitive series in this rematch, and that is exactly what I was hoping for. And if you've been tuning this is great, but if you haven't tuned it, guys, what you've been missing. I can only imagine what the last 2 or 3 games are going to be this series like. What be like games, like games 1, 2, and 4, or the way around. I don't know, but it has been a very hard fought, entertaining series.
Hmm.
Dogfight.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna discuss news items. But you got scores to report on your True Sports Report. So go ahead.
I do. All right, we'll start with the baseball scores. The Brewers over the Cardinals 3-2. Petrella got the win. Freddie got the loss, and Miguel got the save. A's over Royals 6-4. Sereno got the win, and Waka got the loss. Astros over the Twins 10-3. Gordon got the win. Paddock got the loss. Rangers over the White Sox 3-1. Webb got the win. Hauser got the loss, and Garcia got the save. Braves over the Rockies 12-4. De Los Santos got the win. Vodnik got the loss. Rays over the Mets 7-5. Ortiz got the win. Connect got the loss, and Fairbanks got the save. Red Sox over the Yankees 2-1. Oh boy. Whitlock got the win. Hill got the loss. Your Tigers over the Reds 11-5. Montreal got the win. Martinez got the loss. Phillies playing the Blue Jays 8-0. Suarez got the win. Guessman got the loss. Pirates over the Cubs in 10 innings 2-1. Santana got the win. Palmeiras got the loss, and Bednar got the save. Going into the 4th inning now, the Giants lead the Dodgers 5-1. Due up is Kinzer, Lee, and Adams. Top of the 4th, Guardians lead the Mariners 2-0. Runner on first. Castellillo is pitching, and Sheba is at bat. D-backs over the Padres are now 4-1. Runners on first and second. One out. Kolek is batting, and Guerrero's pitching, and Guerrero Jr. is at bat. Moving along. Top of the seventh, the Orioles lead the Angels 2-0. Sato is pitching, and Ricafino is at bat. Top of the seventh here, the Marlins over the Nationals 8-2. Lord is pitching, and Myers is at bat. Looks like an easy win, but you never know. Let's concentrate on that. Right now, it is 101-97, 98 rather, as the Pacers lead the Thunder with 3:34 to go in the fourth. if the Pacers win, it's a shocking 3-1 lead. And as I said, that I don't think it's possible. I don't think the Thunder will have enough to come back to overtake them. I really don't know. I mean, I'm just as shocked as everybody else. I thought it was going to be a sweep for the Thunder. Yeah, little did I know. All right. So right now, Williams has 27 points, and Siakam has 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 steals. Up, it's now 103, 102. Don't count them out yet, folks. Don't count them out yet. All right. Yeah, I'll do some WNBA here. The Dream Over the Sky, 88-70. Carcedo got 15 points and 9 rebounds. Howard, 38 points and 8 rebounds. The Wings lead the Aces 58-51. 4:37 to go in the third. Ogbo, 20 points, and Lloyd has 16 points. Schedule the standings for the league right now. All right. Oops. You'll do Liberty first. Liberty are 9-0. Oh wow. The Lynx are 9-1, half game back. 2 games back of the Dream at 7-3. At 7-4 are the Mercury. 3 back. 3.5 back are the Storm at 6-4. Vegas Aces are at 4-4. 4.5 back. At the Fever are 5 back at 4-5, as well as the Valkyries, but they're a new expansion team, so I'll give them the doubt. Mystics are 4-6 at 5-5. Sparks 4-7 at 6 back. Connecticut Sun and the Sky are 2-7, 7 back, and the Dallas Wings 1-10, 9 back. Ugh, how awful! Tomorrow we got the Sparks taking on the Lynx at 1. That's a CBS game. Liberty take on the Fever at 3, and I got some news about that. And the Storm take on the Valkyries at 8:30. All right, baseball, of course. I was just about to do that. And it goes this way. Right now, I'm not getting it. Let's try this again. Okay, so the standings go this way. Yankees are in front at 42-26. Blue Jays are 4.5 back at 38-31. Rays are 37-32, 5.5 back. Red Sox 35-36, 8.5 back. And the Orioles 27-40, 14.5 back. I don't know what happened to this team. I really don't. Central Tigers 46-25 have a 6-game lead over the Guardians at 9 back. Are the Guardians at 35-22? 32. The Twins are 36-33, 9 back. 11.5 back are the Royals at 34-36, and the White Sox 23-47, 22.5 back. In the West, Astros are 39-30, have a 5-game lead over the Mariners and Angels at 33-34. Rangers 34-36, 5.5 back, and the A's 27-44, 13 back. Ugly. National League, the Mets have a 4.5 game lead over the Phillies. Mets are 45-25, while the Phillies are 40-29. The rest are way out of the pack, as the Nationals and Braves are 30-38, 14 back. And the Marlins 25-41, 18 back. Central Cubs 42-28. Brewers have a 4.5 game lead at 38-33. The Cardinals are 36-34, 6 back. Reds are 35-35, 7 back, and the Pirates are 29-42, 13.5 back. The West Dodgers are 41-28, have a 1 game lead over the Giants at 40-29. Padres are 38-29, 2 back. D-backs 34-34, 6.5 back, and the Rockies, ready for this, guys? Miserable 13-56, 28 back. I repeat, 13-56, 28 back. Should I continue on, or are you gonna take care of this? Oh, okay. I guess I'll continue. All right. Oh, we got tomorrow's schedule. That's right back. Schedule goes this way. Tomorrow's schedule. By the way, Game 5 is tomorrow between in the Stanley Cup Finals. The Panthers and Oilers both tied 2 games apiece. This is going to get very interesting. All right, so tomorrow's baseball schedule at 1 o'clock, 1:05 rather. The Marlins take on the Nationals. 1:10, the Reds take on the Tigers. 2:20, the Pirates take on the Cubs. 4:05, we got some games here. The Angels take on the Orioles. The Blue Jays take on the Phillies. The White Sox take on the Rangers at 4:10. We got quite a slew of games here, as the Rockies take on the Braves. The Rays take on the Mets. The Twins take on the Astros. The A's take on the Royals. The Cardinals take on the Brewers. Night games, 7:15, are the Yankees against the Red Sox and the Padres against the Diamondbacks. 9:40, the Guardians take on the Mariners at 10:10. The Giants take on the Dodgers. I can never get used to saying Guardians. I'm sorry. That's just me. All right, so now we get to our news headlines of the day or the week or whatever. So here we go. All right. First up, Chris Kreider agreed to his no-waive trade clause as he heads west to the Anaheim Ducks. Kreider suited up for the Rangers in the 2012 playoffs and gave his okay on Thursday morning, as said by the New York Post. The Ducks were on the forwards' no-team trade list. The Rangers will receive for Kerry Terrence a third-round 2025 draft pick for Kreider and a fourth-round draft pick. Anaheim will take on all of Kreider's $6.5 million cap hit over the next 2 seasons. Kreider is entering a 6th year of a 7-year deal worth $45.5 million. He is slated to become an unrestricted free agent in July of 2027, roughly July 1st. Kreider and former captain Jacob Trouba were made available on the trade market following a league-wide memo from general manager and former player Chris Drury. The Ducks acquired Trouba on December 6th for defenseman Uriel Valkonen and a 4th-round 2025 draft pick. In 68 games this season for the Rangers, Kreider had 22 goals and 8 assists as he was suffering from spasms and other injuries. Russell Westbrook apparently has made a decision on his player option for the upcoming season. The Nuggets star bench player, declined his $3.4 million player option, causing him to become an unrestricted free agent, said by NBA insider Mark Stein earlier today. The 9-time All-Star will join a new squad for his 18th season. He has already played on 6 different teams that spending the last season with the Denver Nuggets. After the Nuggets exited the playoffs, Westbrook said he was not certain about his decision in regards to his player option and remain with the Nuggets, at least for another year. But in the end, Westbrook decided, I'm going to take my business elsewhere. During his time with the Nuggets, Westbrook averaged 13.1 points, 6.1 rebounds, and 4.9 assists in 27 minutes. He came off the bench in 39 of 75 games for the Nuggets. In 13 playoff games, he averaged 11.7 points, 3.7 rebounds, and 2.6 assists. Westbrook announced recently he's undergoing surgery on his broken right hand in the offseason. In his message, Westbrook revealed that he will not miss any playing time next season, so it is likely he'll be ready to go wherever he has to play. Time will tell where that is. Moving down the line. Okay, Lakers forward Dorian Finney-Smith underwent left ankle surgery on Tuesday, according to ESPN on Thursday. But Finney-Smith is expected to return by training camp, so no major problem there. He's been dealing with ankle injury for the past few seasons now, so surgery was available to help alleviate the nagging pain. Finney-Smith was traded to the Lakers from the Nets in December. He missed a total of 20 games this season, 8 with the Lakers and 12 with the Nets, unfortunately. The Lakers started Finney-Smith in 20 regular season games and 1 postseason game as they were ousted, of course, in the first round. During the past season, Finney-Smith averaged 7.9 points, 3.6 rebounds, and 1.4 assists. The future for Finney-Smith could be determined by the end of the month. He is set to earn $15.4 million next season, which is the final year of his contract. He can either opt out, or the Lakers could offer him a contract extension. We'll see. The Spurs are hold the number 2 pick in the draft lottery, in the draft that is, and have plenty of options when it comes to how they wish to proceed, as they look to add more talent around Victor Wembanyama and Stephon Castle. The Spurs could take either Dylan Harper or Ace Bailey, both from Rutgers, or perhaps entertain the idea of selecting BJ Edgecombe out of Baylor. But the Spurs can trade back as well. And if they choose that route, to have at least 2 teams interested. The Sixers have reached out to the Spurs on what it would take to move up to number 2, according to Michael Scotto of Hoops Hype. The Sixers held a private workout with Edgecombe and will host Bailey this week. One of those players is given a guarantee to be available to the Sixers at number 3, but trading up to guarantee to get their man could be on the table. If not the Sixers, then it could be the Pelicans, who can move up to number 2 in the event of a trade. The Pelicans are interested in Bailey, according to a report from Kevin O'Connor of Yahoo Sports. Okay. A separate report from Hoops Wire from Sam Amico indicated that the Pelicans executive Joe Dumars had been in contact with the Spurs to discuss what it would take to trade up to number 2 in the draft. Don't expect Dumars to be sitting on his hands in the first year of his job. He'll be hard at work as the Pelicans try to ship quickly, but it may require a haul from the Spurs to entertain a trade down to number 7, where the Pelicans currently stand. Winnipeg Jets goaltender Connor Hellebuyck won the Memorial Hart Trophy, beating out Leon Draisaitl of the Oilers by a narrow margin to win the award for the first time of his career. Hellebuyck is the 8th goaltender to win the award, and the first since Casey Price in 2015. He joins an elite list of goaltenders such as Jose Theodore, Jacques Plante, Al Rollins, Chuck Rayner, and Roy Waters as the only players to win the award from that position. It's quite an elite list, folks. Hellebuyck finished with 1,346 points and 80 points and 81 first place votes and 45 second place votes. Draisaitl was second with 1,209 points, and Lightning forward Nikita Kucherov finished in third with 973 points. Hellebuyck finished the regular season with 8 shutouts with a 2.00 goals against average and 9.25 save percentage and 47 wins. It's been a wild Stanley Cup Finals as the Orioles pulled up a historic comeback and a 5-4 overtime win over the Panthers last night. And if you missed it, shame on all you. The Panthers dominated the first period and looked to be in control of the game, but the Oilers fought back and tied the game with less than a minute in regulation and got the winner in overtime. It was the first finals game in Stanley Cup history where a team trailed 3-0 in the first period. There have been 37 other games of a team taking a 3-0 lead in the first period of a finals game, and that team wanted to win every game up until last night. Thank you very much. It was also the first time since 1919 when Montreal erased a 3-0 lead. Panthers forward Sam Reinhart scored the tying goal with 19 seconds left. This was the third game of the series to go overtime. Draisaitl for the Oilers got the game winner by sneaking a shot past Sergei Bobrovsky. It became historic as Draisaitl became the first player to score 4 overtime goals in a single postseason.
Jeez, that guy's good.
You can say that again. This has become an intense series as both teams are going back to back or back and forth rather between these elite teams, except for Monday's game 3, which was a one-sided affair. Other than that, it has been a dogfight of a series. I don't expect anything less. As for well, I think we got a winner here. I believe Alberta is 18 points. It was 7 for 15 and 7 assists, and I believe that the Thunder have won this, so it's now a 3-2. 2-2 series tied up. So we're gonna have a best of 3.
Oh my God, yeah.
I knew it.
Yep, that series is tied at 2. Hey, there you go.
There we go. Next game, Monday night.
Can't wait. Bring it on.
There's so much for my theory thinking the Spurs were that the Thunder was gonna sweep. Okay, I lied. I just thought they were the better team overall. Well, sometimes the underdogs can beat you. Speaking of
the Pacers
the
Pacers do play like a team, but the Thunder played like a team tonight, and they earned it. It was another epic battle.
Right, but I know, but the Thunder been so dominant all year, and the Pacers were kind of like an ultimate underdog, and you never know how far they're going to go. So I was just thinking on my own theory that the Thunder were just going to just roll right over them. But when you beat the Cavaliers and then the Knicks and everything and get this far, yeah, I guess anything can happen.
Right.
Yeah. Right. I wish I had better news for the Knicks on their coaching search, but so far it's come up flat. The Rockets and Timberwolves have refused to speak with head coaches Ime Udoka and Chris Finch, as ESPN reported on Tuesday. The news comes after Villanova coach Jay Wright reportedly stated that he would not be in contention to replace Tom Thibodeau as head coach, which never been should be fired at all. According to multiple reports, the Knicks had their eye on the Mavericks head coach Jason Kidd, but Kidd intends to stay in Dallas. According to ESPN, the Knicks have not yet even spoken to Kidd, who is still under contract with the Mavericks for 2 more years. So I think we can toss that right out the window. Thank you. Thibodeau was fired after losing the Pacers in Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Championship, which was a stupid move. Thank you very much. Why you fired him, I don't know, but then again, James Dolan is an idiot. So there's your thing right there. In 5 seasons with the Knicks, Thibodeau finished with 226 and 174 record in the regular season and 4 playoff appearances. Udoka took the Celtics to the playoffs in his only season of 2021-2022. Udoka was suspended by the Celtics the following season due to a team violation policy, as too graphic to mention here. Finch is coming up with his 5th season with the Wolves as he has taken them to the Western Conference Finals 2 straight seasons. Avalanche defenseman Cale Makar won the Norris Memorial Trophy for the 2nd time in his career. That was on Wednesday. The award is presented to the best defensive player who demonstrates the best all-around ability in the position, as selected by the Professional Hockey Writers of America. Anytime you get recognized, I think it's great, said Makar. It is very special to win a 2nd time. To have a group of players that we did is I should say it's. Players, and it's such a cliche, but it's really a team effort. It was a fun year, hopefully continuing, but this one's for the team. Maker learned the award during a golf outing in his hometown of Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Home of the Flames.
Yep. The
Home of
Phoenix
Joe
Suns are
Madden's
actively.
Flames.
Oh yeah. The Phoenix Suns are actively working on a trade with Kevin Durant's business partner to weigh in on trade options. ESPN reported on Wednesday. The Suns and boardroom CEO Rich Kelman have met multiple times in the past week to discuss trade options for the future Hall of Famer. Teams that have expressed interest for the star forward include the Rockets, Heat, Wolves, Knicks, and Spurs. Although the report indicated that several wild card suitors have entered the conversation as well. Durant is expected to make $54.7 million. If he is traded, the 15-time All-Star becomes eligible during a 2-year, $112 million extension in July. The Suns finished at 36-46, despite having the highest payroll in the league, leading to the firing of head coach Mike Budenholzer, or as I sometimes say, Bulldozer, and a demotion for general manager James Jones. See, this goes to the point. Just because you got the highest payroll is not going to make you a championship caliber team. Everybody thinks, oh, they got the money to spend. They're going to get the great players. They're going to, have all these great games. Well, despite that, where you ended up. See, payroll means nothing. Well, most of the time, anyway. A 2-time NBA champion and 4-time scoring champ, Durant, or as we call him, KD, has averaged 26.6 points, 6.0 rebounds, and 4.2 assists in 62 games played, and they were all starts. TJ McConnell was the star of Game 3 as the Pacers had a 2-1 lead in the series at that point. The star point guard had a big spark off the bench, beloved by fans for his hard-nosed play and never-ending motor. In the postseason, McConnell's role was diminished, but was good enough for one of 2 big-time performances as the Pacers' sixth man. He was quiet in the first 2 games in the finals, but made history in Game 3. With his sheet staff 10 points, 5 steals, and 5 assists, McConnell became the first player to reach those numbers coming off the bench. 15 other players have done that in the finals history. The last was Jimmy Butler, but none of them did it off the bench. They were all starters. Bennedict Mathurin also came up big off the bench, as if the Pacers scoring with 27 points and went 9 for 12 from the field and 7 for 8 from the free throw line. Former Knicks player Obi-Wan Kenobi Toppin had 8 points, 6 rebounds, 2 blocks, and 1 assist. Okay, I went a little bit over on Obi Toppin. Sorry. Yeah, okay. All right, now for some of our idiots of the week. Former NBA star DeMarcus Cousins has been suspended for the rest of the season by the Puerto Rican Pro Basketball League and was also fined for his altercation with a fan who was seated courtside earlier this week. Video of the incident showed that Cousins in a heated verbal exchange with a fan in the stands before a weekend physical. The league said a disqualified foul, a technical foul, an acts of violence or provocation in its decision to silence Cousins for the rest of the season. Cousins played 11 seasons in the NBA. His last were 3 seasons ago. He averaged 19.6 points and 10.2 rebounds and made 4 All-Star teams. And fell from grace.
DeMarcus Cousins has been a child
Yeah.
in the NBA, now the Puerto Rican Basketball League. Oh
yeah.
my
What's
God.
Next? Yeah, what a wuss. All right. The Pistons and the Mavericks will play a regular season game on November 1st in Mexico City. That's right, south of the border.
Yep.
This will
I
be the
read that
34th
earlier.
time. Yeah, this will be the 34th time that NBA game will be played in Mexico. That's the most by any other country, excluding the U.S. and Canada. The game will be celebrated as part of the Day of the Dead celebrations that include a variety of game activations, a theme court, and other features for fans. Ugh. Well, this is the second consecutive year for the Day of the Dead theme. Last season was between the Heat and the Wizards. For the Mavericks, this will be their 8th game in Mexico and are expected to select Cooper Flagg from Duke as the number one overall top draft pick. The Pistons, who became the league surprise this season as they finished sixth in the East and made the postseason, will be playing their 3rd game in Mexico. The live broadcast is scheduled to be shown in more than 200 countries.
Yowza.
Yeah.
Pistons are becoming globally popular now.
Sure. Well, the NBA, I think, has had that for quite some time now.
Yeah, just not the Pistons until this announcement.
Yeah. But everybody's becoming global now. I mean, hockey has, baseball has, football's, going to Germany and other parts of Europe. So basically, every pro sports league is having more global appeal now.
Uh-huh.
I found something else very kind of a weird, interesting thing too. That a minor league baseball team is going to be having their national television debut in July. Now, I didn't have time to get the full article here, but it is a very well-known minor league team, Savannah Bananas. That's right, they're called the Savannah Bananas. They've been very talked about, and they're going to get their network television debut on July 27th. This I gotta see. They're kind of like baseball's version of the Harlem Globetrotters.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Do
And
they play the baseball? Do they play baseball the Globetrotters way, literally?
well, it's I kind of think of them as a baseball version of the Globetrotters for like their on the field antics.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right.
You get the idea.
So I was close. Gotcha.
Yeah, so I kind of like picture them as
That's
like
what I
a
meant.
baseball version of the Globetrotters. Yeah, though I don't think they sing "Sweet Georgia Brown." Okay, oh boy. All right, Celtics guard Jaylen Brown underwent arthroscopic surgery to fix a partially torn meniscus in his right knee. Ugh. He has been reported on Wednesday. You always hate to see that. Brown's recovery timeline will have him ready by training camp ahead of the 2025-26 season. This is good news for Celtics fans who, as they already have to deal with Jason Tatum, as he'll miss some time recovering an Achilles tendon. A typical recovery time for that is about 9 to 12 months. Well, it'll feel like 9 to 12 years. Because you can feel the pain for that for a long, long time.
Jeez, yeah. That would be disturbingly terrifying.
Oh, sure. Well, listen, any area you get hit, is bad. But when you get an Achilles tendon or get hit in the knee or get hit in the groin, yeah, it's ugly, folks. All right. Montreal Canadiens defenseman Lane Houston was named the winner of the Calder Memorial Trophy on Tuesday. The trophy is given out annually to the player selected as the most proficient rookie in the league, so we can call it Rookie of the Year. The award is voted on by the Professional Hockey Writers Association of America. Hudson earned 165 out of 191 first place votes, totaling 1,832 points, finishing ahead of Flames goaltender Dustin Wolf at 1,169 and Shark center Michaelin Salbrini at 1,104. Hudson was given the award as a surprise party that is coming organized to celebrate being selected as a finalist. He led all rookies with 60 assists and 6 goals. The 60 assists are tied with an NHL record for the most by a rookie defenseman alongside Larry Murphy. So Brady had 25 goals in 70 games, second among rookies, behind Mateo Michkov, and his 63 points tied Malinkov for second. Wolf at 29, 16, 8 with a 2.64 goals against average and 910 save percentage had 3 shutouts for the Flames in the seventh and was in the 7th round of the 2019 draft. All right. Moving on. So now we got ourselves a series, folks. Thank goodness.
Yep.
That's what I was thinking of. In both finals. So it's, I have to say, folks, it's finals week. All right. Well, in the midst of that Game 3 debacle, Evander Kane hit the showers early in Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals as he was ejected, and he deserved it. In a fight and penalty-filled third period, as the Panthers blew out the Oilers, Kane made the dirtiest play of the game, and given his reputation, it should not surprise anyone, not even me. Yeah, just when we need another bad boy. The incident came with 6 of 5 from the third, as the Panthers were up comfortably 5-1. Orioles defenseman Evan Bouchard knocked down Carter Verhaeghe, and as the Panthers forward attempt to get up, Kane gave a backhand slash to the face and was ejected from the game. Like he said, he deserved it. Kane was originally hit with a major penalty, but after review, it was called a minor penalty and was issued a 10-minute game misconduct. Or as I look at, you got off too easily. The Oilers were never in the game as they lost 6-1 and received a total of 85 penalty minutes, with Kane receiving 16 of those penalty minutes. Luckily, that's been the only bad game that was in the series so far. And as we wrap up the hockey season, one player we know is not coming back next year is Stanley Cup champion TJ Oshie, as he announced his retirement after 16 years in the league. Oshie, a former first-round draft pick by the Blues in 2005, began play in the 28-09 season and played the first 7 seasons of his career there. He joined the Capitals in 2015, where he finished the rest of his career there and won a Stanley Cup in 2018, their first in their history. Oshie played a total of 1,010 games with 695 points in the regular season, along with 302 goals. He missed all of this season with recurring back issues. Oshie won a Stanley Cup in 2018 with the Capitals and also came big against Russia in the 2014 Winter Olympics in Sochi. I remember that. Cavaliers star player Darius Garland could be signed up to 5 months after undergoing toe surgery that kept him out for much of the postseason, as reported by ESPN. No wonder they lost. Garland missed 4 games after he re-aggravated the toe injury in the opening round against the Heat. He returned for the final 3 games of the series against the Pacers, which the Cavaliers lost in 5 games, and most of us were shocked by that. I know I was. Well, this time, Garland is expected to miss early practices. It's the early part of the 2025-26 season. He is slated to return October or November. However, he is now expected to be healthy enough to return to the start of the season, depending on his recovery, as reported by Clutch Sports. During this past season, Garland has averaged 20.6 points per game, 6.7 assists and 47.5% shooting in 75 games. In 5 playoff games, Garland has averaged 18 points, 5.2 assists, and 2.2 rebounds. All right. The Mavericks have scheduled a visit and workout for top draft pick Cooper Flagg for June 17th. He has reported on last Saturday. The Mavericks are the owners of the top overall pick in the draft plan workout, and no other players other than Flagg, who had expected the first player overall to be selected in the draft in less than 2 weeks. The organization has made public about its intention to select Flagg with the top choice in the draft. It looks like a top candidate choice. The Mavericks surprisingly won the draft last month, despite receiving a 1.8% chance of landing the top pick. The Mavericks are up 10 spots to become the team with the fourth longest odds to win the draft lottery. The Orlando Magic still hold the record at 1.52% in 1993, followed by the Bulls in 2008 and the Cavaliers in 2014. And they won with only a 1.7% chance of winning. Flagg, a forward from Duke, won the Naismith Award as nation's top college player last season, averaging 19.2 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 4.2 assists, while shooting 48.1% for Duke. They wanted to have a record of 35-4, but lost in the final four. Why? Because you got too complacent in the game and held on to the ball way too long. Yeah, you blew it. After the Thunder's game 2-1 on Sunday, SGA gave a shout out to fans of the OKC who at the Paycom Center, rocking the first two games of the finals. The league MVP said the fans were special and explained how they helped the Thunder perform in road environments. It feels like throughout the whole postseason, the crowd found a way to get louder in every game, said Alexander. I don't know why they do it. It's special to play in front of the home crowd of them. It makes road games a bit easier because it almost feels like you're not as loud and they're not at home. There is no doubt they're the best fans in the world. The Thunder have only lost 2 games at home this postseason. Clearly, well, now it's 3. Clearly, the fans have done their part in ensuring that the number one team in the West had a true home court advantage. But the home crowd will have to wait to see their hometown heroes again, as well. Now games 3 and 4 on the road. Game 5 we play at home, so they'll see their hometown heroes again before this final series is over. But it's far from over. All right. For those of you who didn't see Sunday's French Open final, boy, did you miss a doozy. Carlos Alcaraz pulled off the upset over number one ranked Jannik Sinner in a 5-set thrower, losing the first 2 sets at 4-6, 6-7, then won the final 3 at 6-4, 7-6, 7-6. It was the second longest Grand Slam match in the Open era. Only the 2012 matchup of Rafael Nadal and the Joker, Novak Djokovic, was longer. As the two top best players exchanged leads and blows like no one else could. Though why would you want to? After trailing the first 2 sets, Alcaraz came back from 2 sets down to take the last 3 sets. The first male player to do that, and defends his French Open title. Man, that was something. Speaking of wild finishes, a wild finish last week, the Belmont Stakes, was there as Sovereignty beat out Journalism, who was favored to win the last race of the Triple Crown, as he surged through the second half of the race and won by multiple lengths. The victory wins the owner of the horse a cool $1.2 million of a $2 million purse. Journalism, who was expected to win, finished second, earning the owners $360,000, and Besa, who was third, got $200,000. Interestingly enough, that's how all 3 horses finished in the same order at the Kentucky Derby last month. Deja vu. Okay. Maybe not deja vu, but you get the idea. All right, turning on to other news of the week. Okay, here we go. Got a little bit more here of your interest. Oh, yeah. The LA Rams signed offensive tackle DJ Humphries. His agency announced on Thursday. The former first-round pick was in talks with the 49ers earlier this offseason, but a contract never surfaced. Now, he leads the Rams after only playing 2 games for the Chiefs last season. Humphries spent 8 seasons with the Cardinals, who drafted him in 2015. In 9 total seasons, Humphries started in all 100 games he played in. Brewers pitcher Aaron Sable could be facing his last season with the team. Salo had made 5 starts for the Brewers, but was demoted to the bullpen after the Brewers promoted top pitching prospect Jacob Mishakowski to the majors. Mishakowski took over the spot in the rotation, leaving the right-hander frustrated in his new role. According to The Athletic, the Staple requested a trade in the aftermath of the demotion to the bullpen. Sable never made appearance in relief, and he has started 122 games. Ken Rosenthal reported the Brewers are exploring their options when it comes to a potential trade for Seaval, though nothing appears to be forthcoming. This season, he has a 4.19 ERA with 19 strikeouts in 22 innings. He nearly missed 2 full months from late March to May with a second hamstring injury, having returned from the injury list on May 22nd. Okay. Speaking of injuries, Mets ace pitcher Cody Zenga is headed to the injury list after suffering a hamstring injury in Thursday's win over the Nationals, and was scheduled to undergo an MRI today. Whether he did or not, that remains to be seen. He strained his right hamstring while covering first base for a putout in the 6th. The right-hander ace also had to jump to bring down a throw from first baseman Pete Alonso. Senga made the catch and reached back with his right toe to touch the bag for an out, but then grabbed the back of his right leg. Senga is now in the third year with the Mets after a lengthy career in Japan. Trailed past the infield dirt and into the grass, then tumbled to the ground in pain. Manager Carlos Mendoza informed reporters that Senga told reporters that he felt something on his step before he leaped for Alonso's throw to first. Senga only got 1 hit and 1 walk before leaving the game. The Mets held on to a 4-3 win against the Nationals despite a ninth inning surge from the Nationals. Senga has a 1.59 ERA in his first 12 starts and is now 7-3 on the year. So speaking of Mishakowski, he got to a flying start on Thursday, pitching 5 innings without giving up a hit. He took to the mound in the 6th to continue his no-hit bid after throwing three straight pitches to Cardinals outfielder Victor Scott. Mishakowski rolled back to his ankle between pitches as he walked back to the mound. Always painful to see that, too. He left the game under as a precaution, but not before going 5+ innings without a hit. He had 5 strikeouts and 4 walks. He also drew 14 pitches of a speed of 100 miles per hour. Mishakowski told reporters after the game that he was cramping up, and that caused him to roll his ankle, but it's not a serious issue, so he should be back in no time at all. Former NFL defensive back Pac-Man Jones pleaded not guilty to multiple charges on Wednesday following his weekend arrest, according to multiple reports. Jones was arrested last Saturday after he was accused of assaulting a police officer, disorderly conduct, and alcohol intoxication in a public place. His lawyer addressed the charges on Wednesday, accusing the police and the media of embezzling the facts of the case. The Patriots will unveil a statue of Tom Brady at Gillette Stadium before the preseason game on August 8th against the Commanders. The Patriots announced the on Tuesday, since it's June 12th, and that's known as Tom Brady Day in Patriots country, and the date can be written as 6/12. Those numbers represent the 6 championships he won with the Patriots, and the naturally, of course, his number 12 uniform. TB12. So, anywho, plans for a 12-foot statue were announced when Brady was inducted into the Hall of Fame. Brady is a 3-time MVP who holds league records with 7,753 completions, 12,050 passing attempts, 89,124 passing yards, and 649 touchdowns. These things are sick. All right. Texan safety Jimmy Ward was arrested on Thursday in Magnolia, Texas, on a third-degree felony assault charge, according to NFL.com. Nice going, stupid. So Ward was arrested around 5:40 a.m. Central Time, 6:40 here, and was booked an hour later. He was currently being held without bond. The allegations against Ward prompted a third-degree felony charge due to the safety reportedly impending an assault on a family member.
Oh, is he crazy?
Ward started 10. Yeah, he's a lunatic. Ward started 10 games last season, where he recorded 48 tackles and 2 interceptions and 1 return for a touchdown. He started 99 games in his 11 seasons in the league for the Texans and 49ers. Still, you are an idiot.
Bonafide.
Yeah. Free agent linebacker Jermaine Pratt reportedly signed a 1-year deal with the Raiders on Wednesday. Pratt agreed to a $4.25 million deal plus another $500,000, according to the NFL Network. Pratt was released by the Bengals earlier this week. He spent 6 seasons with the Bengals and made 143 tackles in 17 games last season. He made 261 tackles in the last 2 seasons. He also has 2 interceptions and 2 forced fumbles and 2 fumble recoveries. For his career, Pratt has 616 tackles, 7 interceptions, 7 forced fumbles, 5 fumble recoveries, 23 passes defended, and 3.5 sacks in 96 games with 88 starts for the Bengals, who selected him in the 3rd round out of NC State in 2019. What a list. Wow. Commanders wide receiver Noah Brown was carted off the field in an apparent injury after making a catch in minicamp on Wednesday, that according to reports. Brown caught a pass from Marcus Mariota during 7-on-7 drills before slowly getting up and limped off to the sideline as he threw his helmet. He met with athletic trainers and was carted to the team facility. Brown, who registered with the Commanders in March as a free agent, has dealt injuries throughout his career. That includes a kidney injury that he suffered against the Titans last December and was out for the rest of the season, including the playoff run loss in the NFC title game. In his first season with Washington, he has played 11 games with 9 starts and made 35 receptions on 56 targets for 453 yards. His only touchdown was on a 52-yard pass in an 18-15 win over the Bears on October 27th. My brother's happy about that one. A 7th-round pick by Dallas in 2017, the Ohio State alum made 150 catches for 2,000 yards and 6 touchdowns in 87 games with 34 starts for the Cowboys, Texans, and Commanders. The Commanders were also without wide receiver Michael Gallup on Tuesday and Wednesday with a strained hamstring. A former receiver of the Cowboys, Gallup signed with the Commanders since coming out of retirement last season in the 2024 season. The Commanders signed special teams standout Jeremy Reaves, the NFL report on Wednesday. The safety will be entering his 8th season with the Commanders as a tenure highlighted by the Pro Bowl and Pro Bowl selections in 2022. The extension will keep him in Washington until at least 2026, according to the report. Reaves recorded 128 tackles, a sack, and interception, and forced fumble in 64 games with 11 starts. On 321 snaps, he played on the Commanders. Only 4 were not part of special teams. Only 4, huh? Okay. All right. Commanders wide receiver Terry McLaurin, a.k.a. Scary Terry, did not report to the start of mandatory minicamp on Tuesday as he seeks a contract extension, as reported by multiple outlets. Players who skip mandatory minicamp are subject to daily fines with a 3-day max penalty of $14,000 for the league's current CBA. McLaurin skipped voluntary OTA practices as well as mandatory minicamp in 2022 prior to signing a 3-year extension. He has a base salary of $15.5 million for this season. McLaurin recorded 13 touchdown receptions to go at 82 catches for 1,096 yards last season. The two-time Pro Bowler has not missed a game since 2020. He has 460 career receptions for 6,379 career yards with 38 touchdowns since being selected by the Commanders in the third round of the 2019 draft out of the Ohio State. Yeah, I had to do it. I had to do it. All-Pro punter Michael Dixon signed a 4-year, $16.2 million extension with the Seahawks. The NFL Network reported on Tuesday. Dickinson was earning the final year of his 4-year, $14.5 million deal that he signed in 2021, and again becomes the league's highest-paid punter. The new deal runs through 2029. Dickinson has played in all 116 games since he made his debut in 2018. Dixon averaged 49.4 points per punt, 49.4 yards per punt last season to finish in the league's top 7 for the 5th time in 7 seasons. His career average of 48.2 yards per game, 3rd all time, and out of 503 punt attempts, only had one. That's right, only one punt was blocked. Now that's accuracy. Buffalo Bills bolstered their defense by signing linebacker Shaq Thompson to a 1-year deal. Terms of the deal were not disclosed, of course. For Thompson, who will be reunited with head coach Sean McDermott. Thompson was selected by the Panthers 25th overall. He spent the first 2 years of his playing career under Dermott, who was the Panthers' defensive coordinator from 2011 to 2016, before becoming head coach of the Bills in 2017. Injuries limited Thompson to 4 games last season with a torn Achilles and 2 games in 2023 with a broken ankle. Ugh. Thompson has recorded 752 tackles, 12 sacks, 4 forced fumbles, and 3 interceptions in 123 games with 112 starts, all with the Panthers. He took the Panthers to Super Bowl 50. He is 4th in team history in tackles, showing Luke Katchery at 1,092, Thomas Davis at 177, and Mike Minter at 771. Vikings tight end Josh Oliver signed a 3-year extension that expands through 2028. Financial terms not disclosed. However, ESPN reported signing Athletes First that the new deal is worth $23.2 million with a max of $27.5 million. That includes $11.9 million in new guarantees and $19.9 million in total guarantees. Can't you just round it up and say $12 million, $20 million? Sheesh. Oliver, who was this second on the Vikings tight end list before TJ Hawkinson, who is heading towards the final year of his 3-year, $21 million deal. Oliver recorded 22 catches for the second straight year in 2024 and finished with 3 touchdowns. He finished with 70 receptions for 701 yards and 7 touchdowns in 67 games with 37 starts for the Jaguars, Ravens, and Vikings. And as a rookie outfielder, Denzel Clark wasted no time establishing himself as the most electric defensive player in baseball. Any ball driven into center field must somehow elude its speed and fearless prowls around the fence. On the heels of capturing honors for a running grab against the Orioles last week, Clark did something even more impressive on Monday night against the Angels as he raced back to rob a home run while climbing the walls like Spider-Man. Willie Mays once said he never ranked his catches, he just caught them. But in this 24-hour content cycle has changed, and Clark was put on the spot to assess where he grabbed fits compared to the other spectacular defensive players play on defense. And although he didn't want to say it was his best, well, if it was or not, I don't know. I can tell you. Check the replay and see for yourself. That might be the play of the year. The Yankees slugger Giancarlo Stanton began a rehab assignment yesterday at Double-A Somerset, placing him one step closer to a full return with the Yankees. The five-time All-Star and former NL Cy Young winner has been sidelined all season with injuries to both of his elbows. Manager Aaron Boone said that Stanton is making progress. He's probably head up there, but I don't know if it's the next step or not, Boone said last Thursday. Stanton went on the 10-day injured list in March and was transferred to the 60-day injured list in May with injuries to both of his shoulders, an issue that resurfaced during spring training. Playing exclusively at DH last season, batting .223 with 27 home runs and 72 RBIs in 114 games. In 7 seasons in pinstripes, Stanton has 162 home runs, 431 RBIs, and is batting .241. Calf, hamstring, elbow, and Achilles injuries have limited Stanton to just 94 games per season since joining the Yankees, with his best coming in 2022, playing in 139 games. The Colts have announced their new ownership of the team. On Monday, Colts formally indicated the ownership of the team will be handed over to Jim Irsay's daughters, with his ex-wife Meg Cole, his oldest daughter Carly Esri Gordon. The All-Star will become the Colts owner and CEO. Casey Foyt will become owner and executive vice president, and Karen Jackson will become the Colts owner and chief brand officer. All three have worked in the organization in one form or another over the last decade, and will join NFL's small cohort of female owners. Other female owners include Sheila Ford Hamp of the Lions, Gail Benson of the Saints, and Amy Adams Stunk of the Titans. I don't mean Amy Adams, the actress. Okay. Irsay passed away last month. Has owned the team since 1997 after the passing of his father, Robert, after he won a highly public legal battle against his stepmother. His father, Robert, purchased the Colts back in 1972, and then from out of nowhere, in the middle of the night, back in November, he moved to Indianapolis in 1994, and the fans had never forgiven him for that. And probably never will. Yeah. I can't remember that move myself. All right. Red Sox prospect Ramon Anthony made his debut on Monday night after being called up from AAA Rochester. The outfielder batted fifth and started in right field just hours after getting his call from the big leagues in the opener of a 3-game series, and received a huge ovation as he walked up to the plate for his first of the majors. But his debut did not go well as planned, as he made a costly error at the top of the fifth that brought in a run for the Rays. The Rays DH Yandy Diaz smashed a liner to the opposite field, hanging straight toward Anthony in right field. As he went into field the ball, it went right under his glove and went all the way toward the shallow wall in right field. Oh boy! Rays second baseman Brandon Love made it all the way around first to score. The Rays lead increased to 3-0 and made it to third because he was stranded there. Anthony was a second-round pick in 2022, and he quickly rose from the minors. Oof. Let's see if there's anything else here. Oh yeah, Nick Chubb signed a 1-year deal with the Houston Texans. According to the Athletic Club, he signed a 1-year deal worth about $2.5 million, but could reach up to $5 million. While Chubb could take a more lucrative deal from other teams, reports indicate that he would rather agree to an incentive-paying contract to join Joe Mixon in the backfield. Yeah, Mixon in the backfield. A second-round pick in 2018, Chubb spent the first 17 of his career with the Browns, and four of those seasons of rushing for at least 1,000 yards. Overall, he has 643 yards and 51 touchdowns. However, over the 2 seasons, he has been hit hard with foot and knee injuries. Yeah, yes. Okay, and here's one from the Hey Stupid file. Ray shortstop Wander Franco has been officially charged with illegal possession of a handgun, as reported by ESPN. Well, I think we all kind of knew that was going to head there. The charge comes after an incident in November in the Dominican Republic that resulted in guns being drawn and Franco's arrest. Franco was arrested in a parking lot in San Juan. There were no injuries reported, but a gun was found. It was found. Get over here. Found in Franco's car that was licensed to his uncle, not Franco. He was then arrested. Franco is already on trial for charges of sexual abuse of a minor. He was arrested in July after allegations surfaced in 2023. The charges include sexual abuse of a minor, sexual and commercial exploitation of a minor, and human trafficking. If convicted, he could face up to 30 years behind bars. Franco is alleged to have been in a relationship with a 14-year-old girl and had paid her mother for her consent to continue the relationship. Prosecutors allege that Franco paid the girl's mother thousands of dollars and even gifted her a car. What a sicko. A 14-year-old girl? Really? What a dope. Idiot. So the Rays stopped paying Franco in August of 2023 as the allegations circulated. He has been on the league's list since July. Went on trial back in 2021. Franco signed an 11-year deal for the Rays worth $182 million. Still stupid. And the Yankees claimed infielder C.J. Alexander from the A's and opted him to AAA Scranton. Alexander was designated for assignment on Thursday after 6 games with the A's. Alexander batted 3 for 17, 8 strikeouts, and a smattering of big league appearances. Yeah. All right, a second. He also had 2 appearances in each of at first and third base, and also spent time in the outfield. White Sox on Sunday signed lefty Tyler Alexander to a 1-year deal worth $760,000. To make room on the roster, the Giants moved lefty Jared Schuster to the 15-day injury list, retroactive to Thursday, and left-hander Fraser Eller to the 60-day injury list. Alexander was designated for assignment by the Brewers last week. He made 21 appearances with 4 starts for the Brewers this season, going 3 for 5 with a 6.1 ERA. For his career, he is 20 and 23 in 164 games with 56 starts. All right. And the A's have acquired catcher Austin Wynn from the Reds for cash considerations. The A's also designate right-hander Carlos Duran for assignment to clear a spot on the 40-man roster. Wise has his designated for assignment by the Reds as he was 16 for 40 with 3 home runs and with 11 RBIs in 18 games this season. Yeah. Wise is a 241 career hitter with 16 home runs and 74 RBIs in 256 games with the Oilers, Giants, Dodgers, Rockies, and Reds. All right. I did have something in the WNBA department as well concerning Caitlin Clark, as she will be back to play in action tomorrow against my dear Liberty. It's going to be a tough task as the Liberty are still undefeated at 9-0. I know they're defending champs, but still 9-0 already. Wow. So anyway, the story goes like this. Caitlin Clark will return from her quad injury, a strain, and face Liberty on Saturday. Niaza Kiwanyas on Thursday. Clark had been out for the Fever since she suffered the injury on May 24th. The game will be televised on ABC this tomorrow as we speak. The WNBA Rookie of the Year last season is wrapping up a practice this week and has been given the clearance to return to the lineup. Clark had missed the Fever's last 5 games and went 2 and 3 in those games as well. What are you saying? All right, so just gotta check a few more scores here before we sign off. Time for the 7th. Marlins lead the Nationals 8-2. Lori's pitching. Hernandez is at bat. Bottom 7. Mariners lead the Guardians 3-2. Runners on first and third. No out. Teller is pitching. In the top of the 8th, the Giants lead the Dodgers 6-2. Wamreski is pitching. Batting is Jay Lee. I'm sorry. That's the wrong. I'm sorry. Due up will be Giants lead Dodgers 6-2 actually. Conforto, Edmund, and Otani are up at bat. Wow. All of us are final. Top 9. Marlins lead that. Sorry about that. Marlins have Nationals 11-9 with the runner at second. Finnegan is pitching. And the Mariners lead the Guardians now 3-2. In the bottom of the 7th, runners on first and second, 1 out. All right, and that I think is all. This our final. So I'll just turn it back over to you.
All right, that's episode 170 of True Sports. We'll be back next Friday for episode 179. For Lewis Tenor, I'm Taylor Phillips. Stay true and believe it or not, it's True Sports. Good night, everyone.
Good night and enjoy the finals. Oh boy, I know I will.
Happy Father's Day ahead of time.
Yes, thank you. Yes, and happy graduates.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.